Hey there, it's Jennifer from the blog The Everyday Farmhouse, and today we're going to be making soy wax candles. These are so easy to make, and I'm just going to give you a few tips to really help you succeed at doing this. It's a cost-effective way to have candles at home. You get to choose whatever fragrance you desire. They make great gifts. And the great thing about soy wax is that it's non-toxic. It burns clean so that it doesn't put soot or anything like that in the air. I love candles, and especially around the holidays, I love having clove scented candles and things like that. But what I have found is that they irritate my eyes, and it's just as I've gotten older that I noticed this. But I started looking into what was in these candles and finding that most of them were paraffin wax, which there's a reason for that. That paraffin wax holds fragrance really well, and so obviously it's a great way to have a really fragrant candle. However, if you're concerned about what you're putting into your home and what you're breathing, then you might consider making soy wax candles. It's very cost effective. You can make numerous candles for about $35. You can buy the soy wax in bulk, and I think I bought 10 pounds of it, and I think it was $35. What I'm going to show you how to make calls for about 2.5 pounds of wax. So you could do this several times and make many, many candles. So that's a great way to keep candles in your home without breaking the bank too. The other thing is soy wax is easy to clean up. It cleans up with soap and water. I keep one jar that I always melt my wax in, and I don't bother cleaning it out, but it can easily be cleaned up with soap and water. It also has a lower melting point than paraffin wax, and so it makes for a candle that burns longer, which is really nice. So I'm going to give you a couple tips first before we get into making it, and it's when you choose your jars or containers, you can make candles in just about anything. You can pour it into it as long as it's heat resistant. I love for gifts getting these little tins, and I'll link them. I just get it off Amazon. And then on my blog, I have these cute little labels. You can make, seasonal fragrances and use these labels. It makes such a nice gift. And there's a label for the top too. I have two different ones on here. Here's Autumn Afternoon, and then on the lid I have In the Garden. So they're both really pretty, and it makes it look like it came from a boutique. The other thing is choosing the size. You could make a really big candle. It's just making sure you have enough wicks in it. So if you get a container that's much larger than about 3 inches in diameter, you're going to need more than one wick. You want to have an even heating on the top so that it melts the entire surface. I just lit this candle. It hasn't yet. It could probably even use 2 wicks. It hasn't yet melted the entire surface of the candle, but that's what you want. The other thing is to always trim your wicks down to about 1/4 inch so that it can best burn that surface to melt the wax. You don't want it to burn tunnels through. You've seen that happen with candles, and that's typically from not trimming your wicks down low enough. And then also maybe not having enough wicks in the candles. So all that to say, it's a very simple process. It's really just melting the wax, but there's 2 important things, and that's your melting the point where you add your fragrance, and then also the melting point when you pour. So I'll show you step by step how to do this right now. Okay, so I am going to start with kind of a double boiler setup, and this is the jar that I use, and I only use it for candles, so I don't even bother cleaning it out. I just melt the wax in this same big gallon jar. This is what came with my wax, these little glue dots and the wicks and all this soy wax. So this is a pretty good value to buy it like this. I think it's maybe around $30. And you can make a lot of candles with this amount of wax. So I'm using a digital scale, and I'm just weighing out the amount I need, which is 2.5 pounds of soy wax flakes. And so once I get that measured out, I'm just going to nestle this inside my big pot of water, and I'm going to show you how I keep it from kind of floating to the top. So I actually wound up getting a bigger pot because I felt more comfortable using a bigger one. And so I am just going to nestle this down into this larger pot, and I'm going to take a piece of wire and I'm just going to kind of secure this jar in here so that it doesn't float up. Once the wax is melted, it'll stay down in there nicely, but until then you'll want something to hold it down with. And you want to make sure your water's not so full that it's like bubbling up and splattering inside your melted wax. In the meantime, you need to prepare your jars for pouring the wax in, and this kit came with little glue dots, so that's what I'm using. If you buy a kit that doesn't have that, you can just use a little bit of hot glue or even some hot wax to hold your wick down to the bottom so that when you pour the wax in, it stays put. And this came with these little anchors that are super handy. If your kit doesn't come with that, you can just use something like I do in the next frame, where I use chopsticks or just a couple forks or something to hold the wick straight so that it doesn't sway to the side or get crooked. It just stays nice and straight while you pour your wax in. So you can see this is melting nicely. It does take a little while. I ended up moving mine over to the stove top because my little hot plate just wasn't getting hot enough to melt it within a reasonable amount of time. So you're wanting the wax to not only melt, but it needs to reach 185 degrees. And that's so that the fragrance oils really bond to the molecules of those bond together. I am not a scientific person. I'm probably going to use the wrong words. Just trust me, it needs to be 185 degrees when you pour your fragrance oils in. And so it's about a half an ounce of fragrance oil for each 8-ounce candle. So for this recipe of 2.5 pounds of soy flakes, you'll need about 3 ounces of fragrance for this recipe. And for mine, I think I used kind of like a fall fragrance, which was like apples and cloves and oranges. Smelled amazing. I have some really cute labels on my blog and different recipes for fragrances for each season, like a spring fragrance, a summer, fall, and a winter fragrance with pine. So the full details on that are on the blog. I'm just kind of showing you here the process and that it's super easy. Okay, so to pour the candles, you actually need to let it cool down after you've put the fragrance oil in. You want to let it cool down to about 135 degrees, and that's so that your candles, that's the perfect temperature for pouring so that they don't crack, and so it's a nice smooth candle. I did these in mason jars because that's what I had on hand. When I made these for gifts before, I bought some cute little tins, and I have those labels that I told you about that fit really nicely on the tins. It's up to you what you want to do. And whatever size container you choose, obviously, will determine how many candles you get. This only gave me 3 and like a half of these pint-sized candles. And that's a really big candle to give as a gift. But you can see in the next photos, I chose just like some ceramic crocks that I had to put candles in. And with those, they were larger than 3 inches in diameter, and so I put a couple wicks in those just to make sure that they burned evenly, and they did really well. Don't forget, I've got pretty labels on the blog that you can grab. I'll link that below, and I hope you enjoy making soy wax candles.